Good afternoon, brothers and sisters, 1166. I want to take a few minutes to inform you all the hustle and bustle that's going on in the plant. We are at a point, as you know, the local 1166, along with every other local in the corporation, filed grievances in August and September of 24. They were what was called 311 grievances over the 311 investment letter. We ran the course on the time frames as laid out in the grievance procedure. We withdrew the grievances without prejudice. That means we had a 90-day window to reinstall these grievances to make them active again. Our 90-day window is closing. We are coming to the end of that. At this point, because ongoing talks and hasn't been settled yet, it is time for us to stand back up and to reinstall the grievances and put them back in the grievance procedure. So that is where we're at. Along with that is that this puts us into a window where we have to take actions to protect these grievances. Hence, that leads us to what we're talking about with the strike authorization vote. Let me explain right away that does not mean we're going on strike. What the strike authorization vote means is that we give them the hammer to negotiate to protect us and, yes, Belvedere, the DAC up in Michigan, and everywhere else in the corporation. When I say us, everybody has asked that question, how does this pertain to us? It pertains to us very much because every plant that has investment is part of that 311 letter. In the casting plant itself, we've been, by negotiations, have $160 million worth of investment coming in over the next couple of years. As you can tell, even though it's agreed to, it's a negotiated item by what the actions that they've done up at JNAP and Warren over the Durango. The 311 grievances pertain to Belvedere as well. Right now, there's 4,000 people on layoff. Toledo was pushed back, but it's as needed. So there's potential another 1,100 people getting ready to go on layoff over there. The same thing could happen here. And I'm not using that as a scare tactic. I'm just saying that investment letter covers $160 million worth of investment in the casting plant itself. They could back out of that as well. We need to stand together and show them that we're going to fight them to the end. We can't afford to allow them to be able to arbitrarily just move that $160 million investment out of the casting plant. With all the people that's already on layoff in the corporation, we don't need it here. We need to stand and fight. And by giving the strike authorization vote, that gives us the ability to stand and fight. Again, I got to emphasize, that means we give them the hammer to swing for us at the negotiating table, not that we're going on strike. To go a little bit farther, what happens at the end of our time frame is I will reinstall the grievance for the two grievances we have for the 311 grievance. At that point, we will have a certain amount of time, and yes, we will have to have a strike authorization vote. In that time frame, once that is done, there's a 60-day window. Once they have the authorization, they have a 60-day window to have 7 meetings set up on a national level within a 60-day window, which puts us way past the cold weather, puts us into March, at the end of March, past the profit sharing checks and everything else. It puts us into a better time frame. I've heard a lot about it not being a great time. It's never a great time. It is never, we'll never see a great time that ever, it's great for everybody to go out on strike. It's better. It's a better time. And there's flyers that'll be passed around the plant. Stellantis' goal was to move 100,000 units by the end of the year. And if you've watched the news, if you've seen the releases from the Stellantis Corporation, they met that goal. They've dropped down supply-wise to a 64-day supply at this very moment, down from 110 to 130, depending on the models. This is the best time that we've had to show that we mean business with them. We need to come together again and give them the authorization with the strike authorization. Again, it does not mean we're going on strike. It means they got the hammer. They can sit and have a big presence at the table to make them fulfill. They call it a promise. I call it damn contract. They negotiated. This is a negotiated contract. This ain't a promise. These are guarantees, and they're backing out of the guarantees. We cannot allow that to happen at the casting plant. We cannot allow that to happen at 685 at the transmission side. They're trying to figure out new product or close the engine plant. Hopefully they come to an agreement. One thing that you do need to know, that they have been in solid talks for the last 5 days. They're even going to talk Monday on the holiday. Hopefully we got word by then. And this may not even come to pass. If everything goes good and the talks are good, which I got to tell you that it was forecasted that the talks are promising. There are better talks now since getting rid of Carlos Tavares and the directional changes that the corporation is making. They're better. They're getting where we need to be. They're not there yet, but we need to be prepared if it doesn't get there. And I'm asking for the brothers and sisters of 1166 to once again stand up, stand at the front of the line and say, yes, you got the hammer. We will give you the strike authorization. And that is all. We're giving you the strike authorization. If we have to strike later on down the road, so be it. But we're not going to let them steal our livelihoods and negotiate in bad faith. We can't allow that to happen. And I'm asking again for the body of 1166, one of the best locals, strongest locals in this corporation, to stand up and say, you got it. We're going to give you the vote. We need that power. Thank you.